Hey folks, welcome you all to a new session. This is CA Ganesh Bharadwaj. So now, in this session, we are going to get started with a brand new chapter called as Basic Concepts, right? So now, before we get started with this chapter, first I would like to tell you all the syllabus, right? Share with you all the overall syllabus that you are going to study at your CMA intermediate level for this paper 8 costing. So now, if you see here, so this is a concept book. There, I have this foreword and preface. Basically, foreword is something that my costing and FM teacher, Trivian Prabhakar, is actually a triplet, CA, CMA, and a CS. Yes, I gave this book to him. He went through this and he has written this foreword. Generally, foreword is written by a person who is much more experienced. So they have read about this, they have read my book and they have given their views, they have shared their views. So in your free time, you can just go through this. And similarly, this preface is something which I have written, right? And look at this. Now here I have written a lot of, I have written a few things, a message which I wanted to share with you guys, students, right? This also you can read it during your free time. But remember, look, as per the learning subjects prescribed by the Institute of Cost Accountants, right? Students are expected to develop a detailed understanding of the fundamental concepts associated with costs and costing under the framework suggested by cost accounting standards, attain in-depth knowledge about element-wise cost ascertainment, and attain adequate knowledge to apply costing techniques in decision making and appreciate control techniques in cost optimization. ஒரு வார்த்தை கூட புரியல sir, I didn't understand anything. You don't worry, that's why we are here. Okay, so this is the learning objective not given by me, by CMA Institute. What it is and all we will be seeing during the course of the subject. But remember one thing, you need to have a fundamental understanding of the concepts. That is very important thing. So it's all conceptual here. Fine guys, and this is a message which I have shared, so you can please go through it. It's some acknowledgement also. You can just go through it in your free time. Now the most important thing is your syllabus. Your syllabus as per ICMAI study note, the study material, they call it as study note. Now if you look at it in your CMA Institute study material for this particular subject, they have broadly classified this particular subject into sections: section A, section B, and section C. Okay, and under a particular section they have something called as modules: module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, and so on. And under every module they have submodules: 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, and all. Now, and for every segment they have given the weightage in your exam. Now guys, now somehow I felt that there could be a better way of presenting this subject. So what I have done, I don't have this section, your module, submodule, I don't have. Simply this entire subject as per your CMA Institute, what I have done, I have classified it into chapters. That's all. So for me, there is no module, submodule, and all. In our book, you can't find any of that. You will have chapter 1, basic concepts, chapter 2, cost sheet, chapter 3, direct expense, and so on. So totally, it comes out to 18 chapters as a whole. Do not worry, 18 chapters. Some chapters are small, some chapters are big. Do not worry about that. Clear with this? So now, sir, a particular chapter, sir, suppose I want to also go and refer this in the study material. In your book, you have given it as chapter. In the institute material, it is given as module, submodule, and all. How will I be able to cross verify? That's why I have brought up something called as syllabus mapping with CMA study material. That is our book chapter, where you can find it in your CMA Institute study note. For example, overheads is there, correct? Chapter number as per our book is chapter number 4. The same overheads, you can find it as the module number 2.4 in your CMA Institute study note. Clear with this, guys? So where you can find this particular chapter, in the CMA Institute study note, I have done a syllabus mapping. If at all you want to refer, there is no need, because literally everything I've put here in a very condensed format. But still, if at all you want to refer something, that also I've given you here. Clear with this, guys? In this, if you notice, the first chapter that we are going to do is called as basic concepts. That is the chapter which we are going to do in this session. This chapter, you can't find it in your study material at all, right? Sir, then why are you doing this chapter, sir? Now, this chapter is like a launching pad. Now, for an aeroplane, for an aircraft, can it automatically run in? Can it automatically fly? No. First, it needs a runway, and only after that it can fly. This chapter is like a runway for you, a launching pad for you. Without this chapter, this entire subject you can't understand even a single thing. So, for those attending online, please do not skip this chapter for sure, because if you skip this chapter and move to the next chapter, trust me, you will not understand a single thing, because every single chapter that I do, I will connect it with the first chapter basic concepts that we are going to do. Clear with this, guys? Clear with this, guys? There is a saying of Abraham Lincoln. You know Abraham Lincoln, right? One of the black presidents of US. Now he says, if you give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe. Axe, axe is basically the thing that is used to cut the wood. It says, totally, if you give me 6 hours to cut a tree, I will not directly go and cut it. First, I will sharpen my axe. I will spend 4 hours, predominant time for that. Once this is sharp, execution will take only lesser time. Now, the same analogy is here. If you spend a little bit of time in understanding these basic concepts, trust me, this entire subject will be easy for you. But the most important thing, have the patience and do this chapter fully. Once you do this, trust me, guys, any kind of question, literally you will be able to handle predominantly, because I mean, as I walk you through the subject, I will link everywhere between this particular to this particular chapter. Most of the students, they fail to understand this basic concept, that is why we are studying this subject. That is what I'm going to tell you. Clear with this? So this is not the first chapter of your CMA Institute study material. That chapter is one theory chapter, right? That if you read costing, cost accountancy, what is the meaning for this now? நண்பன் படத்தை சொல்ற புக்குக்கு புக்ல இருக்கிற டெஃபினேஷன் மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும். There is no point here, right? First, that is theory part, we will see it later. But somehow I feel if you do that first, it will definitely affect the logical understanding of the subject. It's a numerical area, but before that, it's loaded with concepts. Slowly, I will walk you through with easy to understand examples. Once you finish this chapter is like oxygen. It cannot be seen, but its presence is felt throughout the subject. Clear with this, guys? Right? So now, on that note, shall we get started? Yes, and I have also told you how to navigate. Use these 2 books which I have given you. Concept Decoder, I have told you, Concept Decoder and Solved Question Bank. Chapter wise, for me, it is only a total of 18 chapters. I don't use the concept of module, submodule and all. But if at all you want to go to the study material and see, so I have also given you the references here. You can use that and you can actually, refer to the study material in case you want. Clear with this, guys? Right? So now shall we get started with this chapter? Hello? Yes. Please participate. Please participate. Right? So now, the first concept, all this is not there in your book. In the book which I've given you, this is not there. So if you want to catch up running notes, you please do it. The first concept which we are going to deal is a concept called as cost versus price versus value. What is this called as? Please write down. Quick. Write down. Cost versus price versus value. Quickly, guys. Come on, do it. So do it in a black ink. Please do it in a black ink. Running notes in blue. Right? This is in black. Cost versus price versus value. Now, what is this, sir? Why are you starting with this? The problem is, in most of the cases, we mix these 3 terminologies. You'll go and ask, if you go to a shop, you will ask, what is the cost? Or you will say, what is the price? From your perspective, both are the same. Cost, price, everything is same. No, there is a difference between this. What it is, I will explain this with the help of a small example. Shall we get started? Yes? Now, the example which I'm going to use is Rasna. How many of you know Rasna? This juice, Rasna, right? You guys know this? Now, during my childhood, this used to be one, for me, it used to be the summer holidays project. Then Rasna, earlier they have this, in one box they will give. inside that 2 sachets will be there. One is powder, the other one is the thick concentration, right? You will have to take one big anda. In that you will have to pour this, add some 1 liter water, add some 1 kg of sugar, make it as a concentrate, keep it in the fridge. Whenever you want this concentrate, you can put half the glass, add water, and you can drink. Have you seen that rasna? Yes. Now this rasna is an example I'm going to take now. Now if you see this rasna packet, now it is manufactured in a factory. You guys know a factory? Yes, where machines are there, where they manufacture goods. Whatever product you are holding in your hand today, you name it, or wearing shirt, spectacles, anything, it had to be manufactured in a factory, correct? Now there, let us say the cost of manufacturing, the the cost incurred for manufacturing one pack of rasna is, let us say, 100 rupees. Let us say 100 rupees. I am using a blue ink, which means you should also use that, right? Don't look at it, please also update. Clear with this, right? Now this is 100 rupees. Now what happens? Your mom, she goes and purchase this pack of rasna from where? From the factory? No. Where does she? Come on, answer. Some from a nearby shop, kirana shop, nearby shop she goes and purchase. Let us say she purchased it by paying rupees 125. Will this guy factory, this guy, will he sell it at 100 rupees only? No, he needs some profit, no? So the selling price will be more than the cost. We know that, guys, correct? She goes to the shop and she buys this, and she comes home, she prepares this, and she gives it to you. Guys, clear? Now you drink this and you feel like, oh my god, it's so nice. Even I'm ready to pay 1000 rupees to buy this. It is a value that you attach. From your perspective, maybe it is even worth 1000 rupees. Clear with this, guys? Clear with this, guys? So now from this example, what can you make out? Now, can I say this 100 rupees cost is generally calculated from the perspective of manufacturer? Agreeing with me, guys? Hello? Yes? Yes, agreeing with me? Yes? Now, this price, this price of what? 125 is generally calculated from the, is generally mentioned from the perspective of the consumer. Agreeing with me? Hello? Consumer. Correct, guys? Yes. And this value of 1000 is generally attached from the perspective of the user of the product. Clear with this, guys? Are you understanding this? Are you understanding this? Yes. So cost is generally done, or cost is generally calculated from the perspective of, come on, manufacturer. Everyone participate, please. Yes. Price is calculated from the perspective of consumer, and value is something that is done from the perspective of the user. Clear with this, guys? Now you might have one doubt. One student asked me this doubt: sir, my mother didn't go, sir, I myself went, I purchased, and I myself did this for me. Then the consumer and user are the same person. That's all. Do not worry about that. Clear with this, guys? Right? Now remember one thing. In our subject, we are focused on cost. Clear with this? Generally we are focused on cost. Clear with this, guys? Now always remember, cost, just like that, you cannot calculate. Cost is calculated using the principles mentioned by our CMA institute. Our CMA institute has prescribed something called as cost accounting standards, and there are 24 cost accounting standards prescribed by Cost Accounting Institute, CMA Institute, and applying the principles mentioned in these cost accounting standards, we need to compute the cost. Are you clear with this, guys? Are you clear with this? All these cost accounting standards we will be seeing. Do not worry about that. Clear with this? Just like that and all, you cannot compute the cost. It needs to be computed as per the principles, the cost accounting standards laid out by our CMA Institute. Clear with this, guys? Right, which is there in your syllabus. Now, price, which is done from the perspective of consumer, is generally done using the market forces of demand and supply. It is done from the market forces of demand and supply. Clear with this, guys? Suppose during COVID time, what happened? All the prices increased. Why? Because there was a shortage of supply, you were willing to pay, this milk packets and all during COVID time, right? Some 20 rupees packet they were selling at 50-60 rupees. Why? At that point of time, market forces were like that, right? Later on it came back to the original price. So depending on the market force or demand and supply, or at times it could also be the company's policy, correct? The company's policy, maybe a company can say during, this RD sale and all, you would have seen, this point of time they want to give a discount. It's a company's decision. They can fix any selling price they want. Clear with this? So it is a policy. There is no standard rules or regulation governing your prices. Clear with this, guys? And value is arbitrary. Arbitrary means what? There is no specific reasoning behind it. Maybe if I give this rasna to person A, he might say it is worth 1,000. If I give it to another person B, he might say this is not even worth 10 rupees, sir. Right? For me, I don't like it. It depends. It depends. Are you clear with this? So it is actually an opinion. Are you clear with this? Are you clear with this, guys? Yes, opinion, OPINION. Are you clear with this, guys? Right? So now in our subject, what are we predominantly focused on? We are focused on computing the cost. Clear with this, guys? Once we compute the cost, you add profit to it, you arrive at what? Your selling price. That's how we actually do our subject. Clear with this, guys? Now one more very important thing I want to tell you all. In your final, there is a paper called as strategic cost management. So that paper stems out of this cost accounting and management accounting. Both the papers put together, right, is what you will be studying in your final. As in, this is the base for you, and incrementally actually they will be teaching you all these things. Clear with this, guys? Right? So if you miss out on all these things in final, there we will not be seeing all this. We will go on a higher level. Clear with this? So this is a lifetime learning. This is why I said you need to preserve all these things, notes you're learning. You need to preserve it till you reach your final. Clear with this, guys? Right? So now, did you guys understand the difference between cost, price, and value? Guys, yes? And what example we saw? Rasna example. Clear with this, guys? Shall we move on to the next one? Shall we move on to the next one? Yes. So now, the next concept which we are going to see is about cost. What do you mean by a cost? What do you mean by a cost, pa? Cost 9. It is the value determined by manufacturer. Okay, okay, fine. What do you mean by cost? Just tell me your understanding. Yes, what do you mean by cost? Price after manufacturing the product. Okay. MRP is not cost. Okay, okay, fine. You guys are giving me some your own version of it. So whatever you're thinking, you're telling me. Okay, not a problem. Now generally, cost means expenditure. Some expenditure. Correct? I have incurred so much, sir. Right? This is called as cost. Generally, this is what we think it is. Correct, guys? Cost means, sir, some expense I have incurred. This is called as cost. This is what we feel it is. No, actually, cost is a broader terminology. Cost is a broader terminology. What do you mean by a cost? Now, guys, one thing I want to tell you, all these things are not there even in your study material, but this is required for cracking everything in the study material. That's why I said this is like oxygen. You can't see it, but its presence can be felt. Cost refers to the value of resources sacrificed for the purpose of carrying on business or profession, which can be quantified in monetary terms. Now, sir, what is this? You are giving one definition. Booklet definition, Marina. You are giving one definition. Now, if you notice, there are 3 elements for this definition of cost. What is it? Number 1, there has to be a sacrifice of resource. Number 2, it has to be relating to your business or maybe profession. And number 3, it needs to be quantified in monetary terms. If it achieves all the 3 objectives, then you call that as a cost. Clear with this, guys? Now, if I am spending some money, let us say, for manufacturing one packet of rasna, right? I had to buy some raw material. It is a cost, correct? Why? Sir, there was a sacrifice of resource. Sacrifice of resource means you paid money. I'm sacrificing money and buying the raw material. correct? Switch to the perspective of the manufacturer. Cost is calculated from the perspective of manufacturer. I am manufacturing 1 packet of rasna, correct? For me, I had to buy some raw material. For me to purchase this raw material, I am sacrificing some money. I pay to my supplier, correct? Yes. Now, is this used for my business or profession? Yes. Can I quantify it in monetary terms? Yes, that guy is saying for 1 packet of this raw material, you need to pay me 10 rupees. Clear with this, guys, right? So it is quantifiable in monetary terms. Yes, guys. But sir, then you could have used, no sir, instead of sacrifice of resources, you could have used the word expenditure, no sir. Any expenditure for business or profession that can be quantified in monetary terms. No, the word sacrifice has a meaning. What I will tell you. Example, I will tell you. Now, first we are dealing with this word called sacrifice. Now, example, guys. Now let's say you have finished your CMA. You are a qualified CMA. Now, CMA Institute conducts something called as campus placements. You know that? Where many companies come, you can choose, you can get interviewed, and you can select the company. If they select you, you select them, and then you get placed there. You know this? Guys, yes? Now, let us say you attended and you got selected in 2 companies. Let us say there are 2 companies. ITC, you know ITC Limited, Indian Tobacco Company. Yes, ITC Limited, they manufacture your classmate notebooks and all that. And there is another company, let us say the competitor company, HUL. You know HUL? Hindustan Unilever Limited, right? This is another FMCG company. You know this Pond's Dabba, your cosmetic Pond's and all these things, these guys manufacture. Unilever Limited. Brew, you know Brew? Coffee. So these guys manufacture. Example, I'm telling you. Now you got selected in these 2 companies, right? Now ITC, they offer 1 lakh rupee per month. What is the job offer? 1 lakh per month. HUL says we will give you 1.5 lakh per month. Okay. Assume everything else is same. Work wise, everything else is same. Now you tell me, which company will you prefer? ITC or HUL? Guys, everyone, which company will you prefer? Sir, what question is there? So obviously I will prefer HUL. Why will you prefer HUL? Why will you prefer HUL? Don't think about cost and all that, huh? Salary is more, sir. Salary is more, sir. More by how much? It's more by 50,000. Now, literally, guys, you did something called as cost benefit analysis without even knowing that you did cost benefit analysis. Sir, what is this cost benefit analysis, sir? Now, if I choose HUL, what is going to be my benefit? If I choose HUL, what is going to be my benefit? Now, if you see, the benefit of choosing HUL is going to be 1.5 lakh per month. Guys, correct? But if I choose HUL, I have to reject ITC's offer. Correct? So now, what is the cost of choosing HUL? Now, can I say the sacrifice I'm making, which is 1 lakh rupee? Guys, correct? Guys, correct? Are you paying anything out of your pocket? No. Which means net benefit extra, how much you are getting? 0.5 lakh every month. Guys, are you clear with this? Are you clear with this? So here, so if I go and choose one option, it will have a benefit, it will have a cost. Guys, correct? I will weigh the pros and cons of every single alternative. In this case, the benefit of choosing HUL is I earn 1.5 lakhs every month. But if I have to choose this, I will have to forego this next best opportunity. What was that? 1 lakh rupees every month. So incrementally, extra, how much will I earn? 0.5 lakh, 50,000 every month. Hence, since here the net benefit is positive, I am going for what? This HUL option. Are you clear with this, guys? Right? Are you clear with this? So literally in our costing terminology, this 1 lakh rupee, here I told you, no, this is called as opportunity cost. What it is, we will see later. The cost of foregoing the next best alternative is called as opportunity cost. You tell me, guys, did you pay anything out of your pocket? Monthly, will you pay anything? No. Monthly, how much you will get? 1.5 lakh only. Don't worry, right? But to choose between 2 different alternatives, you had to consider the next alternative in your decision making. That was also required. Had I said the cost means expenditure, then you would not have considered this at all, no? Guys, are you clear with this? This is the reason we use a broader term called as sacrifice. Are you understanding this? So sacrifice includes expenditure, sacrifice includes this also, opportunity cost also. Are you clear with this? Are you all able to understand this? So sir, which means everywhere I will use opportunity cost? No. You will use opportunity cost during decision making. When and all we will see later. You don't worry about that. But understand the word cost refers to sacrifice, not just expenditure. Are you clear with this, guys? You're understanding this? Yes. Number one is sacrifice. Number two, what was the second key word we saw here? It was a sacrifice relating to sacrifice of resources, relating to what? Business or profession. What is this? Let us say I am a pen manufacturer. Okay, Reynolds. Now it is called Rorito. Rorito pen manufacturer. Now, for me to manufacture pen, I incur all kinds of cost. Material I will incur, labor, my workforce I use, other expenses for operating the factory and all that I use. Now this company, right, Rorito, you know what they did? Over and above all these things, they gave one donation. They gave one donation of 1 lakh rupee. Of how much? 1 lakh rupee to a trust. Now you tell me, was there a sacrifice of resource? Yes. They sacrificed this money, right? Can it be quantifiable monetary terms? Yes. 1 lakh rupees, sir. They gave. Is it relating to your business or profession? Am I incurring this money to manufacture my product? No. Though they're running a business, maybe they did this donation not because, so this guy businessman, he didn't do it because he's a businessman. He did it because he's a gentleman. Guys, clear? It is not relating to his business. No. Guys, clear with this? So even though if there is a sacrifice, and even though if there is quantifiable monetary term, if it is not relating to business, don't call it as a cost. This is a donation. Clear with this, guys? Are you all able to understand this? So the second word by word, I'm giving you examples. Clear with this, guys? Are you all understanding this? Yes. Now, what was the third terminology they have used? Quantifiable in monetary terms. I will give one example. Now, example, let's say this company has one director. This company has one managing director. I will take it as MD. Okay, Rorito. This company has one managing director. Now, this managing director, he spends time in the company, no, right? For which he is getting paid, no problem. Salary he gets, all these things are okay. Now he says, because I'm coming to office every day and working for 10 hours, I am sacrificing my family time. Correct? Yes. Now, is there a sacrifice? Yes. Is it relating to business? Yes, he's coming and sitting in the office. Can this be quantifiable in monetary terms? No. See, for your work, we are paying salary. To that extent, you stop. Salary, yes, it is a cost, no doubt. Over and above that, he is asking, now I am sacrificing my family time, so that is also a cost for me, you pay. Now it is a sacrifice relating to business. Can you quantify it in monetary terms? Absolutely not. So the personal time that he is sacrificing, and all, it cannot be quantifiable in monetary terms. So do not call that as a cost. Are you clear with this? So which means for you to call something as a cost, there has to be three essential characteristics. What are they? Come on. Number one, everyone. There has to be a sacrifice of resources. Number two, that has to be relating to your business or profession. That alone is not sufficient. It has to be quantifiable in monetary terms. If all the three boxes are ticked, you call that as a cost. Are you clear with this, guys? Are you all able to understand this? Yes. So first understand the word cost is a broader terminology. Are you all able to follow this? Yes, you guys are able to understand this? Yes, shall we move forward? Shall we move forward, guys? Yes, you guys are catching up running notes. It's very important. It's very, very important. All these explanation, did you see any of the examples there? No. 3 words were there and everything else was there. But the background logic, you are learning it in the lecture. Clear with this, guys? Right? Shall we move on to the next one? Yes. Now, slowly we are entering into the subject. Now, this is where we are slowly entering into the subject. What is this, sir? This area is called as cost classification. What is this called as? Cost classification. Now, cost classification for the purpose of A, B, and C. Cost classification for the purpose of A. Stock valuation and profit computation. B. Decision making. C. Control. Now, for the purpose of cost, stock valuation and profit computation, cost can be classified into four. What are they? A1, A2, A3, A4. Clear with this? These four. So what are they? Expired, unexpired cost, product period cost, manufacturing, admin, selling and distribution cost, job cost and unit cost. Clear with this, guys? For the purpose of decision making, cost can be classified into B1, B2 and B3. What is B1, B2, B3? Variable, fixed, semi-variable cost, sunk cost, opportunity cost. And then C, for the purpose of control, costs can be classified into controllable and uncontrollable cost. Sir, what is this, sir? Sir, first of all, sir, cost means cost. What you are saying, expired, unexpired cost, product period, suddenly you are saying sunk cost, suddenly you are saying opportunity cost. Cost means cost only, no, sir. So many types and varieties of cost and all you are giving. So, like special sada dosa, masala dosa, like that one big list menu it's going on. What is this, sir? Cost means cost only, no, sir. First of all, I will tell you what this is. Now, guys, this is where we are entering into the subject. Before that, first, sir, you said something also. Stock valuation, profit computation, decision making, control. What is all these things? Under that, one more tree you have drawn and multiple branches are there. This doubt is there or not? Right? Yes, guys. Doubt is not there, sir. Can I just proceed forward? Irika? Okay, fine. Now, what is this? Now, let me take an example once again. Always, with the help of examples, we can understand even the most complicated areas. Now, guys, now we are in this segment called as what? Cost classification. Right? Now, let me take an example. How many of you have been to an airport? Guys have been to an airport? Yes, some of you have not, no problem. Now, in an airport, basically, who goes to an airport? Basically, if you're traveling by air, by an aircraft, generally you go to an airport. You have to go to an airport to board the aircraft. Now, if you see in aircraft, in aircraft, basically, who travel? Human beings. Yes, at times animals travel. I mean, they transport animals also. Exception. I'm not talking about exception. Generally, human beings are only transported by air. We travel by air. Correct? Yes. Now, if you see in your airport, if you notice, especially if you're going for international abroad, now there will be 3 locations inside an airport. First, if you see, there will be an area called as security check. What they will do here? Frisking they will do, and they will check you and all for if you're having any hazardous goods and all that. First location is security check. Once you go to the security check, after that there is a place called immigration. In immigration, what they will do, this is for abroad. If you're traveling abroad, they will check your passport, they will check your visa documents and all. Have you heard of immigration? Yes. Have you seen this movie Iron? Adala immigration irukum theriyuma, customs la aalu varuvaanga. Yes, but immigration is there, right? And after immigration only, there is a place called boarding gate. This is the place from where you will actually board the aircraft, and from there you will enter into the aircraft and you will fly. Clear with this, guys? These are the 3 locations inside airport. Guys, do not worry, not even a single minute I am deviating from the subject. With this help, we will enter into the subject. Do not worry about it. Clear with this, guys? Now, what is this, sir? What is this? In security check, if you see, the very same human beings are only entering, but they will classify human beings as ladies and gents. Why? Because the security checking needs to be done separately for ladies, separately for gents. Correct? No. Here the objective is what? Checking the person. So obviously here it makes sense if I classify the same human beings as ladies and gents. Agreeing with me? Guys, agreeing with me? Now, after security check, what will happen? Everyone will come together, right? Now, the next area is called immigration. Here in immigration, what do they do? Here, they will check your documents, correct? Now, here, they are not bothered whether you are a male or a female. Here, they will classify the same human beings as Indians and foreigners. Here with this, guys. Why? If you are an Indian, right? If you just show your passport, it is enough. Whereas if you are a foreigner, you will have much more documents to be verified. Guys, clear with this? Here the objective is actually to check your documents. So here it makes sense if I classify the same human beings as Indians and foreigners. Here I'm not bothered whether you are a male or a female. Are you clear with this, guys? Are you all understanding this? Now, once you cross the immigration, now what happens? Everyone comes together. Now you go to the boarding gate. Now in boarding gate, you know what happens? Here they classify the passengers as economy class passenger, business class passenger, first class passenger. Now what do they do here? They are not bothered about whether you are a man or a woman. They are not bothered whether you are an Indian or foreigner. They are bothered about what ticket you hold. What ticket you hold. That is, economy class is a little cheap. Business class, 2 times or 3 times the money you need to pay. 2 times the money you need to pay to get a business class. First class and all, not every aircraft has this. Inside the aircraft itself, you will be given one cabin, right? It will be 5-6 times or maybe 10 times depending on the airline and all. If you see Emirates or Etihad, Qatar Airways, these guys and all, they charge exorbitant. They have business class suites and all. Now, what happens here? Simple. If you are a first class passenger, there will be one red carpet welcome. One lady will be there. She will, put this vanakkam, and then she will invite you, accompany you till your seat and all. Business class, if you are there, that carpet will be there. You can walk in that carpet, and inside the aircraft they will assist you. Economy class on the air, that's all. So you just come, and then you find your space and you sit. Here the classification was not based on your gender. Classification was not done based on nationality. It was done based on the amount you paid for the ticket. That is based on the ticketing. Clear with this? Now you tell me, sir, everywhere it was the same human being only. No, sir. Why, sir, here, ladies and gents? Why, sir, here, Indians and foreigners? Why, sir, here, economy class, business class, first class? Always remember, when you are doing a classification, the classification depends on the objective you want to achieve. Here in the security check, the objective was actually to do security checking. Here it made sense if I represent human beings like this. Here it was to check the documents. Here it made sense if I classify human beings as your Indians and foreigners. And at the boarding gate, it made sense if I classified accordingly. So, are you agreeing with me if I say that classification depends on the objective you want to achieve? Are you all agreeing with me on this, guys? Yes. Similarly, in our subject, we have 3 objectives, not 1. We have how many objectives? 3 objectives. What are the objectives of our subject? Objective A, stock valuation and profit computation. Objective B, decision making. And objective C is control. Clear with this, guys? What are the 3 objectives? A, stock valuation and profit computation. B, decision making. C, control. Now our subject, we are studying this subject for 3 reasons. It has 3 objectives, not 1 objective. Clear with this, guys? Your financial accounting, it has only 1 objective. What is the objective? Prepare the final accounts. Clear with this, guys? What are you doing? You are actually preparing the final accounts. That is basically your balance sheet and P&L and giving it to your shareholders. That is the overall objective. For that, it starts from journal, ledger, trial balance. Then it goes to your P&L, balance sheet, cash flow statement and all. Clear with this? Only 1 objective. But in our subjective, we have 3 different objectives. Some chapters in our subject go on to achieve objective A. Some chapters in our subject go on to achieve objective B. Some chapters in our subject go on to achieve objective C. Clear with this, guys? Now, for the chapters which help you to achieve objective A, what is that? Stock valuation, profit computation. The same cost should be looked at from the perspective of A1, A2, A3, A4. Here with this, guys, that is expired, unexpired, product period, manufacturing, admin, selling, and job and unit cost. Clear with this, guys? For the chapters which deal with decision making, forget this. The cost needs to be looked at from the perspective of variable, semi-variable, fixed, and all these things, sunk cost and opportunity cost, B1, B2, B3. Here with this, guys. And for the chapters that helps you achieve control, the very same cost should be looked at from the perspective of controllable and uncontrollable. Are you clear with this? Are you clear with this? So there is a chapter called marginal costing. That marginal costing chapter helps you achieve decision making. In that chapter, everywhere you will be seeing concepts of variable and fixed cost. There you will not be saying manufacturing, admin, selling, and all. So students don't know why, sir, suddenly one chapter they are saying like this, another chapter they are saying fixed variable. Why is it? This is the reason. Clear with this, guys? If you just imagine, if you do not know this, how can you enter into the subject? Clear with this, guys? Are you all understanding this? Are you all understanding this? Clear with this? Is everyone understanding? And one more final touch I will give here. All those chapters which help you towards objective A are ideally called as cost accounting subjects, or are ideally called as your cost accounting subject. And cost accounting, ideally speaking, deals only with stock valuation, profit computation, right? And those areas that are relating to decision making and control ideally come under management accounting. Clear with this, guys? That's why in your CA Inter, cost and management accounting is a single paper. Clear with this, guys? Sir, which means, sir, these two are in your only in our P12, sir, that is management accounting. No, at P8 itself, some minimal level of decision making and control we will be seeing. Little bit is there. Clear with this, guys? Because cost accounting and management accounting are highly interrelated. There is a very thin line of difference between the two. Clear with this, guys? So in P8 itself, some chapters of decision making and control we will be seeing here itself. Clear with this, guys? For example, marginal costing is there here. Marginal costing is there in P12 also. Clear with this? Sir, same syllabus, same syllabus. It is there. Some extra sums are there. That's all. Clear with this, guys? Then there is one chapter called as standard costing, right? In standard costing, in your P8 also it is there. It is under control perspective. Even in P12 it is there. But in P12 it is much more there. Clear with this? There is one chapter called budgeting that is there in P8 as well as in P12. So there are some chapters which overlap. Clear with this, guys? Are you all understanding this? But however, in our subject itself, all the three objectives we will be seeing. Do not worry about that. Clear with this, guys? And by the way, this basic concept introduction is actually a common video or a common recording for both your paper 8 cost accounting and paper 12 management accounting, because only if you understand this you can enter into the subject. Clear with this, guys? Are you all able to follow this? Are you all able to follow this? Yes. So basically our subject has how many objectives? 3 objectives. What are they? Stock valuation, profit computation, decision making, and control. And based on the objective you have to achieve, cost needs to be looked at from the respective angles. Clear with this, guys? Sir, stock valuation, profit computation means how can I look at from 4 angles, sir? Wait, that I will tell you. Do not worry. Clear with this, guys? Clear with this, guys? Are you all understanding this? Okay. Now, I told you these 3 are the objectives of our subject. Correct? What is the first objective? Stock valuation and profit computation. Now, what is the first objective I told you? Stock valuation and profit computation. Now, ideally you should be having a doubt. You don't, so let me create the doubt for you. Sir, stock valuation, profit computation. Okay, sir. Stock, profit, both these figures you know already. Both these things you know already. Correct? Where have you seen? Accounts, financial accounts you have seen. Right. Now, let me just draw your P&L here roughly. In your P&L account, trading P&L account, sales is on debit side or credit side? Okay, sales is here. Yes, so debit credit. Here you have all your expenses. Correct? And closing stock is there. Closing stock, where it is there? Credit side. Now, when I am making some sales, guys, quickly, guys, tell me what is this entry for, journal entry for sales I am making. Forget all this. Journal entry, sales entry enappa. Journal entry. Cash account debit to sales account. Correcta? Yes, you know that. Yes, okay. If I'm making some purchases, what is the entry? Purchase account debit to cash or bank, or maybe it could be creditors, whatever it is. Similarly, sales means it will be cash, bank, or debtor. Debit to what? Your sales. Can anyone tell me what is the journal entry for stock? Closing stock. Closing stock account debit to trading account. Okay. Where did this account come magically? Where did this account come magically? That is for parking it in your financial. So sales entry, what did you say? What did you say? So sales, you said entry is cash account debit to what? Sales. At the end of the year, what did you do? The sales ledger you need to close. So you will take P&L account debit. Sorry. So what will you do? Sales account debit to P&L you will do. You will transfer it to P&L account, no? Sales account debit to trading account or P&L account. Correct? So literally the sales one credit and one debit gets knocked off. It gets transferred to your P&L. Now for a stock, what entry you said? Closing stock to P&L account or trading account. Correct? This is what you said. Directly you are going to this. Where did you create that stock? Magically it fell from the heaven. How will you find? Where will you calculate? Is there a journal entry for that? Is there a journal entry for that? First of all, understand one thing. For closing stock, you don't have a ledger. Do you have a ledger for closing stock? Have you seen in your financial accounts? It is always given as an adjustment. What will you do? Credit side of trading account, you will insert it. Correct? If you insert it in the credit side of the trading account, profit will increase. Credit more means what? Profit. Ultimately, in your balance sheet, your profit will increase. Reserves and surplus. Correct? Balance sheet to tally should tally. What will you do? On the asset side, once again, you will show it. That's all, no? And you will balance it. That's all you are doing. But stock figure, where did you get? So stock is not valued in your financial accounts. It is valued only in our subject, cost accounting. Clear with this? First of all, understand your financial accounts itself is dependent on cost accounting for this stock figure. And only if you find the stock, you can arrive at your profit, no? Guys, without the stock, how can you close and arrive at the gross profit or net profit here? How can you do this if this figure is not there? Guys, are you clear? Matching concept will not be there, no? Clear with this? Hence, stock valuation and profit computation are something that is done only and only and only in costing. Clear with this? So in your financial accounts, the stock figure that you see is actually borrowed from our subject. Clear with this, guys? Why, sir? How, sir? In costing, in your financial accounts, we are not able to value stock. If you are not able to value there, how, sir, here alone we are able to value it? This doubt is there or not? So if I am purchasing raw material, correct? What will be the entry? You guys only told me purchases account debit to bank. Correct? Raw material is there. When I am selling, what will be the entry? My debtor account debit or bank account debit to sales. We pass these entries. Correct? Now you tell me, in my factory, I have one area, stores area, where I store my raw material. Now here I am taking this raw material and putting it into the machine. For this, what is the journal entry? Do you pass any journal entry? Do you pass any journal entry in your financial accounts? I'm taking my raw material, putting it into the machine and starting my production. Right? From left hand, I'm transferring to right hand. Do you have pass any journal entry in your financial accounts? But in costing, we pass. In costing, we pass entries. That is, in costing, we pass entries for consumption of resources. Clear with this, guys? So when I am using a raw material and converting it into an FG, I pass consumption based entries also in costing, which is not done anywhere in your financial accounts. Here with this, guys, internally, so as and when I consume a resource, let us say material or labor or any other expenses, as and when I consume it, I pass an extra consumption entry only in costing. Whereas in financial accounts, we only pass entry for incurring the expense and making the payment. Guys, correct? When you incur an expense, you pass an entry, right? When you make the payment to the creditors or when you receive the money from your debtors, for that also you pass, right? So purchase of raw material, you pass entry. You're selling your FG. For that also you pass an entry. But raw material, how it turned into an FG? Did you pass an entry there? No, internally you didn't pass an entry. That is where costing comes to picture. It does all these things. It values the stock and it gives clear to this, guys. Are you all understanding this? So first of all, you need to understand that in your financial accounts, you pass entries only for your incurrence of expense or incurrence based entries. Accrual, you when and an item accrues, you pass an entry for that, and when there is a receipt or payment, you pass an entry for that. But over and above this, in costing, you also pass an entry for consumption. Clear with this, guys? Hence, the conversion of raw material into FG, the entire internal journey is getting tracked only in our subject, not in financial accounts. Are you understanding this? Are you understanding this? This is the reason why our subject is able to value stock, and then only if you value the stock, you will be able to arrive at your profit. Are you all understanding? I hope you guys got up running notes. Did you? Right? Please. Yes, very good. Clear with this, guys. Now, this is the first thing that you need to understand. So you pass entries even for consumption. Clear with this, guys? And that's the reason why our subject is able to value stock and arrive at the profit. Clear with this, guys? And remember one thing. Now I told you all these internal entries are passed in our subject. Guys, internal entries, that is for inside. When I lift my raw material and put it inside my machine, I'm passing an entry here only. No, clear with this, guys? Understand one thing. Costing is actually meant for internal use. It is meant for what? Internal use. Whereas your financial accounting is meant for what? External use. So it is meant for publishing the results to your shareholders. Whereas, have you seen any company preparing a cost sheet and publishing it to the outsiders? No. In fact, whatever we do in costing is a confidential data. It is internal. No, literally, guys. No, for me to produce 1 unit of a pen, right? I may need, let us say, 50 grams of plastic, right? I may need to spend some 2 hours of labor, right? And some other expenses. This breakup and all these things, I need to track in costing. No. Now, if I do that on a per unit level, I will be able to find out what is the cost of this pen. Clear with this? Now, if you publish this data outside, now you tell me it is a very sensitive data, no? On a per unit level, 5 rupees pen, you are selling it for 50 rupees. Guys, if you go to this, this Tirupur textile belt is there, no? Textile is like a super duper profitable entity. I mean, it is an industry. That's why many people are opening some shops and all. If just imagine what they sell you for 500, 600 rupees, right? Ideally, the cost would not even be 7,500 rupees. That's all it will take. And if you prepare a cost sheet, or if you are listing out the cost, which is done in our subject, and if you are actually publishing this data outside, you tell me, will anyone pay 500 rupees to buy that shirt? Absolutely not. That's why always remember, costing, what we do here, is meant for internal use. It is very much required for our purpose, but it is meant for internal use. Now don't say, sir, then closing stock, sir, it is reported. Closing stock value is one of the objectives, right? You value every unit produced, and whatever is a closing stock, you give it to your financial accounts. That's all. But what other work we do inside, it is not published in your financials, and we don't give it to all the outsiders and all. Are you clear with this? Is everyone able to understand this, guys? Are you all able to follow this? Yes. So costing is absolutely meant for what? Internal purpose only. Clear with this, guys? Right? So now in our subject, since I am tracking the consumption, now I will be able to value every unit I have produced. Guys, correct? I'll be able to value every unit I have produced. So whatever units I produce, I will be able to value that, right? And if I'm selling that unit, that will be called as the cost of goods sold. Correct? Right? And if I'm not selling that unit, it is called as cost of goods unsold. That is nothing but your closing stock. Closing stock means what? I have produced, but I have not sold it. Clear with this, guys? That is called as closing stock. Clear with this, guys? This is how we are able to value our stock in this subject, cost accounting, and not in our financial accounting. Are you all able to understand this? Are you guys able to follow this? Yes, you guys are able to follow this? Yes, shall we proceed forward? Yes. Now, what is the second objective? What is the second objective? Decision making. And the third objective? Control. Very good. Now, what are these two things, sir? Why do we see in this subject? Now, simple. I will tell you. What do you mean by decision making? Decision making means when you have multiple alternatives and you need to choose between multiple alternatives. I gave you an example. So ITC versus HUL, which job offer to take? That was a decision making. Correct? Right? Now you tell me, there we are in decision making, which means objective B of our subject, second objective of our subject. There I'm not bothered about the first objective of our subject. I'm only bothered about second objective of our subject. Clear with this? For example, now let us say I'm giving you a real life example. Now let us say in this board of directors are that they had to take a decision. What decision? Example I'm telling you. To fix the selling price. Selling price, there are three alternatives. They can fix the selling price as 40 rupees or 50 rupees per unit or 60 rupees per unit. One pen pa. Okay, one pen they have to sell. That is, they are in Rorito, this company. They have to sell pens. Okay. Now the company has to decide, the board of directors, whether they should fix the selling price at 40 rupees or 50 rupees or 60 rupees. Clear with this? Now, what is the flip side to this? If they fix the selling price at 40 rupees, they will be able to sell 1000 units of pen. If they increase the selling price, what will happen? Demand will reduce. You know that, no? Correct? Law of economics. Correct? So let's say they can only sell 900 units of pen. If they further increase the selling price, what will happen? The demand will further drop. Clear with this? Now there are three alternatives. Clear? Which alternative the company should choose? Just like that, we can't say. What they will do is, for each of the alternative, they will take the sales, they will arrive at the cost, subtract the two, arrive at profit, and they will go for that alternative that gives them the maximum amount of profit. That is what you guys did. No, maximum salary directly you did. Here it is profit. So sales minus total cost and all they will do, arrive at the profit, and they will go for that alternative that gives them the maximum profit. Guys, correct? Right? So here they had to choose between multiple alternatives, right? That is also done in our subject. Choosing between multiple alternatives is called as decision making. Are you clear with this, guys? Are you all able to understand this? Now, having chosen that alternative, example, here with this data, we can't arrive which is the best method and all. With out of the three, which is best, because you need cost data also. Forget that. Now, let us say of the three, example I am saying, they have decided to fix a selling price at 50 rupees and sell 900 units. Example I'm telling you. Clear with this? No. Having decided this, what they will do? They will instruct the production team to produce how many units? 900 units. They will instruct the sales team to sell it at how much? 50 rupees per unit. Accordingly, all the respective departments will be given the respective instructions based on the decision taken. Guys, correct? Now, having given the instructions, now what they will do? Now they will compare that with the actual performance. Actually, they produce 1000 units. Who asked them to produce 1000 units? No, I asked you to produce only 900. No. So now what they do, having said this, having set the standard, they compare that with actual, and then if there is any deviation, they take this corrective action. This process is called as control. Clear with this, guys? So first what I do, I take a decision. Guys, clear? Between multiple alternatives, let's say I've chosen this. Having chosen this, I keep this as the standard, and internally I ask my teams to actually follow this. But what would have happened actually exactly? They might not have followed something here and there. They might have actually deviated. I compare the actuals with the standard, and then I actually do the corrective action. Clear with this, guys? This process is called as what? Controlling. Clear with this, guys? So our subject deals with three objectives. What are the three objectives, everyone? Stock valuation, profit computation, decision making, and control. So what are the three objectives? Why we are learning it, we have seen right now. Are you clear with this? Any problem, any issues, any questions here? You guys are able to follow this, right? And this is done only in our subject. Yes. See, controlling simple pa. So I have taken that. Look, I have made a decision that I need to fix my selling price at how much? 50 rupees. And I should ask my production team to produce how many? 900 units. But my production team, let us say at the end of the year, I have seen they have only produced 850 units. I asked them to produce how much? 900 units. They have deviated from the standard, right? So I will take a corrective action, which means I will call this production manager, I will penalize him, I will suspend him, or I will take a corrective action. Here with this, right? This is what we do. selling price, I asked my marketing team to fix the selling price at 50 rupees. But for some reason, they fix it at 55 rupees. Now they've deviated. Here, whether it's a good deviation or a bad deviation, we will see. We will see this in a chapter called as standard costing that we will see later. But I'm telling you, this is a process of control. I establish a standard, compare that with actuals, and this process is called as controlling. So when you say you're controlling someone, you tell them to do something and check whether they have done it right or not. Correct? That process is called controlling, which we do in our subject. Clear with this, guys, right? So here completely cost needs to be looked at from a different perspective. For decision making, you look at cost from a completely different perspective, and because the objective is different. Clear with this. And for the first objective, stock valuation, profit computation, cost will be looked at completely differently. Clear with this, guys. Are you all able to understand the three broad reasons why we are studying this chapter? Is everyone able to follow this? Purida? Yes. Now, if we are, now let's move on to the first objective of our subject. What is this? What is this? Stock valuation and profit computation. Louder. Yes. Now, for the purpose of stock valuation and profit computation, the cost needs to be looked at from the perspective of A1, A2, A3, A4. Correct. This is what I said. Guys, this is what I said. Right? What is A1? Expired cost and unexpired cost. What is A2? Product cost and period cost. What is A3? Manufacturing, admin, selling and distribution cost. Clear with this? A4, job and unit cost. Now, ideally speaking, the first three are interlinked. Fourth is a separate thing. We will see how it is interlinked, what and all. I will just walk you through once again with the help of examples. Now, what is A1, guys? Expired, unexpired cost. For you to understand what is expired and unexpired cost, you should know what you mean by product and period cost. Clear with this? For you to know what is product and period cost, you should know what is manufacturing, admin, selling and distribution cost. Ideally speaking, these three are interrelated. So if you know this, automatically this will lead you to A2 and A2 will lead you to A1. Clear with this, guys? Right? Nothing great here. At the end of the day, this is what you need to know. Clear with this, guys? Are you all understanding this? First, what it is that you leave it to me. I'm yet to start. But are you understanding the fact that these three are interlinked? Clear with this, guys? Shall we get started? Shall we get started? Now, from basic, very simple examples, I will walk you through. Guys, trust me, again and again, I'm telling you, some of you might think why we are discussing this in detail. Remember that Abraham Lincoln's quote I told you. If you give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. We are sharpening the axe right now. And this is going to be the runway for us to fly. Clear with this. Without this, nothing is possible. That's the reason I am literally hand holding you. If you want, you open the study material of Institute and see. It is not like this, and you will definitely find it very, very difficult, because it took a lot of time and effort for me to compile these 2 books, Concept Decoder and the Solved Question Bank, because I'm literally making the subject easy for you. Right? All I require is good level of attention and just be participative and practice whatever I say. Just follow. That's all. Clear? Shall we get started? Shall we get started? Now, we are in which objective, guys? Which objective? First one, stock valuation and profit computation. So, for you to achieve this objective, cost needs to be looked at from A1, A2, A3, A4. And in that, first we are getting into A1. Shall we get started? Shall we get started? Yes. Now, expired cost and unexpired cost. Sir, what is the meaning of expired cost and unexpired cost? Everything I have explained here. Look at this. Expired costs are those costs which are charged against revenue. Unexpired costs are those costs which are carried forward the next accounting period through stocks. Understood? What you understood? What you understood? Now I will give an example. Please catch up notes. Please catch up notes. I will give you guys an example. So this is A1, no? A1, please participate. A1, yes? A1. Guys, in the class, you need to be participative. Popcorn, hey, be participative. I'm here for you guys. Come on. What is A1? Yes, expired and unexpired cost. Right, expired and unexpired cost. Now let's understand this with the help of an example. Catch up running notes. Please catch up running notes. Now, guys, now let us say I purchased, let us say, 1000 kgs of a particular product at the rate of rupees 10 each. How much is the value? 1000 into 10. எவ்வளோப்பா 10,000 ரூபா 10,000 கரெக்டா? Yes. Now let us say I sold 800 kgs at the rate of rupees 20. How much is that? 800 into 20, good, 16,000 rupees. So tell me how much is the profit? I got how much? 16,000 and add பண்ற ரெண்டுத்தையும். I received 16,000, correct? Sales 16,000 rupees I earned, correct? This 10,000 is what I paid, no guys, correct? So how much is the profit? First you said no, 6,000 rupees, correct guys? Correct? Wrong. It is wrong. Why is it wrong? Yes. Now you tell me, does it make sense to compare? Does it make sense? Look, this revenue got generated from by selling 800 units. Can I compare that with the cost incurred for 1000 units? Is it correct? You tell me. No. So what should I do? Now the total cost I incurred is how much, pa? Overall here, how much was the amount I incurred? 10,000 rupees I incurred, no guys, correct? Now what I should calculate? Look, first I can't go and directly subtract this 10,000 rupees against 16,000. Why? Because this revenue is pertaining to units sold, whereas this cost is pertaining to some other units purchased or produced, guys, correct? So now what I need to do, 10,000 is the overall cost I incurred, no doubt, but out of that I need to compute what is the cost incurred in respect of this 800 kgs, that is cost incurred in respect of units sold, correct? Guys, correct? Or can I call it as COGS, cost of goods sold? Can I say the cost of goods sold is going to be 800 kgs into 10? Guys, agreeing with me on this? Hello, Purida, correct? How much is that? 800 into 10 is not 16,000. 8,000 rupees. Correct? Right? Now, the balance, that is the cost of goods unsold. Correct? Can I call that as closing stock? Correct, appa? Right? How many units I have not sold? I purchased 1,000. I sold 800. How much is remaining with me? I purchased 1,000. I sold 800. Remaining, how many kgs are remaining? 200 kgs are remaining with me. That is cost incurred in respect of units unsold, correct? Into how much? Same 10 rupees. How much is that, guys? 2,000 rupees. Here with this, guys. So now can I say, look, you have generated revenue of 16,000 rupees by selling how many kgs? 800 kgs. For these 800 kgs, what was the cost you incurred? 8,000 rupees. Correct, guys? So which means, how much should be my profit? 16,000 minus 8,000 only, no? Guys, correct? Because using this 2,000 rupees, in future I can sell it and with that I can gain. So forget that 2,000 right now because it is not yet sold. Here with this, guys. Are you all understanding this? So can I say, so 16,000 minus 8,000 is only going to be my profit? Guys, correct? Guys, correct? So can I say this 8,000 rupees can be knocked off against my sales to arrive at the profit? Hello? This 8,000 can be knocked off against my sales to arrive at the profit. Hence, this is called as expired cost. What do you mean by expired cost? This cost expires. It dies. It gets knocked off against my revenue in the current year itself to arrive at the profit. Are you clear with this? So in this year, how much is going to be my profit? You tell me. It is going to be rupees 16,000 minus rupees 8,000. How much is that? Rupees 8,000. Or in other words, can I say profit is equal to sales minus, can I say, expired cost? Guys, correct? Because expired cost means what? The cost that can be reduced from my sales. Clear? So you should not subtract the total cost. Ideally, for you to arrive at the profit is nothing but sales minus expired cost. Done. Guys, clear with this? Because there will be one component called as unexpired cost that is incurred in respect of units unsold. I should only consider cost incurred in respect of units sold. Correct? No. Guys, are you clear with this? So what is profit? Profit is equal to what? Sales minus expired cost. Don't say sales minus cost, because cost can have a component of expired and unexpired in it. Clear with this? Are you clear with this? So if I were to put it in my trading account, so can I say sales will be how much? Sales will be how much? 16,000 rupees. Guys, correct? Here on this side, I would have said purchase or expenses. How much would have been? 10,000 rupees I would have put. Guys, correct? This is how we debit no expenses. But you tell me, can I subtract 16,000 and 10,000? No, 16,000 is pertaining to units sold. 10,000 is in respect of units purchased or produced, as the case may be. So here what I should do, ideally speaking, I should subtract this 2,000 rupees. Guys, correct? That is the cost incurred in respect of units unsold, correct? Closing stock. But instead of reducing it from the debit side, what I do, reduction from the debit side is as good as putting it in the credit side only, no? Guys, correct? So I put it here. Are you clear with this? Closing stock. So if I net off these two, ideally speaking, I will get my cost of goods sold. Are you clear with this, guys? Purida, are you all understanding this? Clear with this, guys? So literally speaking, what happens? Sir, 10,000 is no doubt the expense you incurred in this year. Out of this 2,000 rupees, I don't consider it as a cost of this year. So I park it as my closing stock. Closing stock of this year becomes opening stock of next year, which means I am letting this amount escape to the next year. It is not considered for the purpose of computing your profit. Correct? No. Guys, clear with this? This cost remains unexpired, which means it is still there in the game. It will appear in the next year. Clear with this, guys? Are you all able to understand this? Purida, now have you seen this perspective of your trading account? You would have just said, debit, credit, you have done this. But look at the perspective with which you are looking at the same subject right now. All these things you would have seen already. But look at the perspective now we have. That is what costing gives you. Clear with this, guys? Are you all able to understand this? Yes? So profit is equal to what minus what? Sales minus expired cost. So which means in this case 8,000 rupees is going to be the expired cost, and expired cost means that component of cost that dies, expires in this current year, or you can say expired cost is nothing but that cost which is getting knocked off against your sales revenue to arrive at the profit. Agreeing with me on this, Purida? Yes? Now you go and read, you will understand. Expired cost are what? Those costs which are charged against revenue. Purida, 8,000 rupees. Unexpired cost are those costs which are carried forward to the next accounting period through stocks. Are you clear with this? Are you all understanding this? You just call it as stocks. Reason is closing stock of this year becomes opening stock of next year. That's why. Clear with this, guys? Are you all understanding this? Yes, are you all understanding this? Shall we move on to the next one? Shall we move on to the next one? Yes. Now, have you guys noted this down? Have you guys noted this down? Let's go on to the next one. Another A2. A2. Okay. What is A2? No, pa. B is decision making. A2 is stock valuation profit computation. Kulla. Inside that. What is A2? Yes, yes. Sattama sulupa. Have the confidence. No problem. Product cost and period cost. Write down. Product cost and period cost. What do you mean by a product cost and a period cost? Once again, with the help of example, let us understand. Shall we get started? Yes, I'm giving you guys an example. Now, example, guys. Let us say material cost is equal to rupees 50,000. You just write down, then I will explain. Wages is equal to rupees 30,000. Administrative expense, admin expense is equal to rupees 10,000. Selling expense is equal to rupees 10,000. What is the total? 50 plus 30 plus 10 plus 10. Sollupa, 1 lakh. That's all. I told you, please learn like a child. In the classroom, bring the child mode. And online, folks, I want you all to participate, assuming that I'm standing in front of you. Please do that. It gives you the best learning experience. Trust me. Now, and I request you all to watch it at standard speed. Don't fast forward. like you're watching one mocha movie. So please, even if it's mocha, please then watch it at standard speed only. Now, let us say the selling price is going to be rupees 15. Let's say the production is going to be 10,000 units, and then sales is going to be, let's say, 8,000 units. Yeah, this is the data. Okay, note it down, everyone. Yes. Now, sir, what is this, sir? Material cost, wage cost, some admin expenses, selling expenses, and all. What is this? Guys, slowly we are entering into the technicalities of this subject. Now, what is this? Guys, in every company, there are 3 locations. How many locations? 3 locations. What are they? One is a factory. Then you have a corporate office. And then you have a sales depot. What are the 3 locations in a company? Come on, everyone. Factory, corporate office, and sales depot. In a factory, what happens, ma? In a factory, what happens? You all know. Manufacturing activity happens, or in other words, production happens in a factory. Correct? Guys, correct? In a corporate office, what happens? The board of directors will be there, right? Accountants will be sitting there. Maybe auditors might come for audit. Clear? So here, all the administration activities happen. Correct? Admin work happens here. Correct? And in the sales area, sales depot, what is the activity that happens? That's all. Sales, right? Selling, distribution related work happens. Clear with this? Purida, is everyone able to follow this? Now, you tell me, out of whatever costs that I have mentioned, material, wages, admin, selling and all, guys, you tell me, out of this, what are the activities that happens in the factory? What are the costs out of these 4 that happens inside the factory? Material cost, does it happen in the factory? Yes, material I need to convert. Yes. Wages, obviously material, magically it will not convert. I need to use my workforce. Correct? Materials, wages. Admin activity, no, that happens where? That happens where? Admin activity happens where? So admin expenses are incurred in the corporate office area. Correct? Then selling expense 10,000 happens where? Sales depot. Are you able to visualize this? So first thing you need to know is where, which location, which activities are happening. Clear with this, guys? First and foremost, this is the most important understanding. Now, so can I say in this area, factory, so I incur how much? 50,000. K means 50,000. You know, K they write it as thousands. Correct? 50K plus 30K. I incur where? In the factory. Correct? Then in corporate office, how much I incur? 10,000. Yes, answer. Keep answering, guys. If I ask something, please answer. Right? Then in your sales depot, how much I incur? How much I incur? Another 10,000. Correct? Clear with this? This is just for your understanding. I am telling you clearly. Fine. So in your factory, any cost that is incurred to convert my raw material into FG, right? Production related costs. If a cost is incurred inside a factory, right, it is called as manufacturing cost. Clear with this? We will see that later. Fine. And in your corporate office, you will be having administrative cost, administrative expenses. Sales depot, you will be incurring your selling and distribution related cost. Clear with this, guys? Are you all clear with this? Now, in this case, what we need to do is we need to arrive at the profit. Okay, so here the question is what? We need to calculate what, guys? We need to calculate the profit. Here with this, we need to calculate the profit. Now how do we compute the profit? How do we compute the profit? What is the sales figure? What is the sales figure? Come on, everyone. 8,000 units into 15 rupees. Really, appa? Every time I sell a unit, I will get how much? 15 rupees. How many units am I selling? 8,000. Put a calculator. 8,000 into 15. How much is that? 1,20,000. Guys, correct? Right? So from that, what will I subtract? From that, will I subtract what? Entire 1 lakh? Entire 1 lakh? No. Why? 1 lakh, sir, is the cost that I incur to produce how many units? 10,000 units. Sir, but you have told me that you have sold only 8,000 units. So this total cost needs to be segregated into cost of goods sold and closing stock, and only this cost of goods sold becomes my expired cost. That alone needs to be knocked off against my sales to arrive at profit, because after all, my profit is nothing but sales minus expired cost. We only saw that. You clear with this? So now can I say, so now what is the total cost here? Come on everyone. What is the total cost incurred, pa? 1 lakh rupees, no? 1 lakh, no? 1 lakh rupees. Guys, correct? This, I need to segregate it into what and what? Cost of goods sold and closing stock. That is nothing but cost of goods unsold. Correct? Clear with this? Now this 1 lakh is a cost incurred for how many units? 10,000 units, which means per unit, what is the cost? I need to compute the cost per unit. Only then I can bifurcate, right? So can I say 1 lakh divided by 10,000 units? Evlo the cost per unit? Rupees 10 per unit. Correct? Rupees 10 per unit. So how many units have I sold? So 8,000 units I have sold. So every unit I should value at 10 rupees. Whereas units to unsold, how many units are there? 2,000 units. Every unit I should value again at 10 rupees only. So now what is going to be the cost of goods sold? 8,000 into 10. 80,000 rupees is going to be my cost of goods sold. Whereas what is going to be my closing stock? It's going to be how much? 20,000 rupees. So now what is going to be my sales? So basically this 80,000, it is going to be called as what? Expired cost. Correct? Guys, correct? So now what is my sales value? 8,000 units I have sold. Every unit I am selling it at how much? 15 rupees. So 8,000 into 15, how much is that? 1,20,000 is my revenue. From that I will subtract how much? Hello? Expired cost how much? 80,000 minus 80,000. If I do, what is the profit I will get? 1,20,000 minus 80. 40,000 rupees is going to be my profit. Correct, guys? Are you all clear with this? Are you all clear with this? Yes? Clear with this, guys? Yes? But this is also wrong. Super, sir. Okay, this is also wrong. Why? What is the problem? Why? What is the problem? Okay, wait. I'll tell you. Now, sir, you told us totally what you are incurring that you cannot take, right? Because that is a cost pertaining to 10,000 units. Correct? So you should take only the cost pertaining to 8,000 units. Sir, we properly took that only, and we are saying this is the cost we should knock off against my sales. Still you are saying wrong. What is the problem, sir? The problem is not with respect to bifurcating. The problem here is about stock valuation. Now, we have done a mistake in stock valuation. Clear with this? Now, I deliberately made this. Have you written this down? Have you written this down? I want you to write this down and strike it off. Visibly, strike it off. No, not like this. One stroke, because you should know that this should not be done. You should not commit this mistake. So it should be visibly struck. Clear with this? Right? Sir, what is the mistake, sir, here? It is about stock valuation. Now, sir, what about stock valuation? Guys, please listen now. Please listen now for some time, and then you can write down. Now, what we have done. Stock means what? Stock does not necessarily mean closing stock. Stock means every unit produced is called as stock. Now, what we did to arrive at the cost per unit, what did we do? We took the total cost and divided it by the total units produced, arrived at the cost per unit. Correct? Correct? Now, here what is the total value we considered for stock valuation? 1 lakh. Correct, guys? Are you clear with this? But always remember, for the purpose of stock valuation, you should only consider your manufacturing cost. Clear with this? You should only consider what? Your manufacturing cost. What do you mean by manufacturing cost? Simple, cost incurred inside this location, factory. Clear with this, guys? Clear with this, guys? Sir, which means, are you asking me to omit these two? No, I will tell you what to do about that. First, are you understanding this? For the purpose of arriving at the cost per unit, that is nothing but for the purpose of, arriving at this particular, segregating your overall cost into cost of goods sold, closing stock, you should only consider what cost? What cost? Your your manufacturing cost. Means what? The cost incurred inside your factory location. You need not mug up where this cost is incurred inside the factory. That is the cost you should consider. Clear with this? Sir, what will I do with admin and selling? Sir, I will tell you, do not worry about that. Clear with this, guys? Are you understanding? Sir, why is it like this, sir? Why is it like this, sir? I will tell you. I will tell you. You guys know this trading account, P&L account? Trading P&L account, you know? Yes? No? You have your trading account here. You have your P&L account here. Correct? Guys, correct? In your trading account, what do you have? On the credit side, sales. Correct? On the debit side, what do you have, guys? On the debit side, what do you have? All your direct costs or the costs incurred in the factory is alone considered. Correct? Yes. So only the costs incurred in the factory are considered here on the debit side. And closing stock, can you find it in trading account or P&L account? Trading or P&L? It is always done in trading account. Have you ever thought why it is coming in trading account? If it comes in P&L account also, effect will be the same only, no? Literally, you arrive at the gross profit, transfer it here. Why should you do that? Maintain a single statement called trading and P&L, put everything together, no? Why are you having one ledger, closing it there and transferring it to the next ledger? Why do we need? Have you ever thought about this? The reason is that always remember, stock is always valued at factory cost, manufacturing cost. Clear with this? Reason is that look, I'm unitizing every pen. I'm actually calculating the cost per unit, guys. Correct? So when I am actually arriving at my stock figure and all, only the factory related, the manufacturing related cost should enter into it. Administration, selling cost and all should not enter into it, because let us say I'm selling it off today, I'm discarding this. People will be ready to pay me only for the material, labor, or maybe for the costs I actually incurred in the production activity. Why will they be willing to take a share of administration cost, selling cost and all for the spend? Clear with this, guys? Are you clear with this? So generally, as a thumb rule, the globally what we accept is that stock needs to be valued at what? Stock needs to be valued at manufacturing cost. Clear with this? Are you all understanding this? Are you all understanding? With this, you arrive at what? Gross profit, no? Right? Gross profit gets transferred here. Here you use your administration cost. We call it as AOH, administration overheads and selling overheads and all. It hits in bulk, right? And from your gross profit, you reduce administration cost, selling cost, then you arrive at your net profit generally. Are you clear with this? So your administration, selling costs are generally fully expired cost, P&L item. They are not trading account item. Are you clear with this? Now I will walk you through. So now, what was the mistake here? This entire 1 lakh was considered for the purpose of stock valuation, while only 80,000 rupees should have been considered for the purpose of stock valuation. Guys, clear with this? Every unit of stock should have been valued only at manufacturing cost. Why? It's a trading account item. I should only value it at my manufacturing cost. Are you all understanding this? Guys are understanding this? Yes. So now what I will do, consider only 80,000. Clear with this? So now what I will do, so here what I'm doing is that first take my manufacturing cost. What is my manufacturing cost? What is my manufacturing cost? How much pa? 50,000 matuma. Only 50. Material plus wages, no. 50,000 plus 30,000. How much is that? It is going to be 80,000 rupees. Right? So now, what is my manufacturing cost per unit? Can I say it is 80,000 rupees? This is the cost I incurred to produce how many units? Total how many units we have produced? How many units we have produced? 10,000 units we have produced. Guys, correct? Right? So divided by 10,000 units. So what is the cost of production per unit? Come on, everyone. Per unit, 80,000 by 10,000. 80 by 10. 8 by 1. 8 rupees is ideally the manufacturing cost per unit. Correct? Every unit, manufacturing cost per every unit is how much? 8 rupees. I'm not talking about the full cost. Manufacturing cost per unit is how much? 8 rupees per unit. Agreeing with me on this? right? So now this 80,000, I am segregating it into two. What? Cost of goods sold and what? Closing stock. Clear with this? How many units have I sold? 8,000 units. So each of these 8,000 units, I am valuing it at how much? Rupees 8, not 10. Clear with this, guys? And here, each of these, how many units? Sorry, each of these 2,000 units, right? So each of these 2,000 units, I'm going to value it at how much? The same 8 rupees. Clear with this? So now what is my cost of goods sold? 8,000 into 8. 8 8 are 64. 64,000 rupees. Purida. Are you understanding this? Whereas, what is my closing stock? 8 into 2 rupees, 16,000 rupees. Are you understanding this? Are you clear with this? So now this 64,000 rupees will be called as expired cost. Are you understanding this? And this 16,000 rupees will be called as unexpired cost. Are you understanding this? Are you understanding this? Guys, are you all able to follow? Are you all able to follow? Purida, clear with this? Yes. So now, guys, can we just put this in trading account? Can we just put this in trading account and see how it looks like? Whatever we saw till now, can we put it in a trading account and see how it looks like? Now, trading account. Now, I want the figures from you guys. Debit, credit. First, tell me what is the sales figure? Total sales figure, how much? So 1,20,000. How did you get this? 8,000 units. Every unit was sold at how much? 15 rupees. Correct? How much is it, guys? 1,20,000. Correct? Now here I have what? 2 material cost. How much was my material cost? Everyone, 50,000 rupees was my material cost. This is how I would have posted, no? Is it incurred inside the factory? Yes. Can I put it in trading account or P&L account? Trading account. Next, what other item is in my incurred in factory? Wages. So 2 wages. How much is it coming out? 30,000 rupees. This is also incurred in the factory only. Correct? Fine. Now, that's all. Admin and selling, I can't put it here. Guys, correct? Now, immediately what I did, 80,000 rupees cannot be knocked off against my 1,20,000. Why? Because this 80,000 rupees, ideally speaking, is the cost incurred for producing 10,000 units. So what I did, I arrived at the cost incurred for 2,000 units and I'm removing it from my trading account. How am I doing it? On the credit side, we are calling it as what? Closing stock. Correct? Guys, closing stock. How much is closing stock? 2,000 units. We valued each unit at how much? 8 rupees. Are you clear with this? Are you clear with this, guys? How much was that? 16,000 rupees. Clear with this? Now, you tell me, guys, 80,000 rupees was the total cost you incurred. From that, we have now removed 16,000 rupees. How much is that? 80,000 minus 16,000. 80,000 was the total cost you incurred. From that, subtract the 16,000. How much is coming out to? 80 minus 16. 64,000, no? Guys, 80,000 minus 16,000, pa. How much does it come out to? 64,000. That is ideally my cost of goods sold we calculated here. Guys, correct? Now, this 64,000 gets knocked off against my sales now, 1,20,000. So literally, if you want, so now you can compute what is going to be your gross profit to GP. How much is it? Or if you want to close the ledger, that way also you can do it. So it's going to be 1,36,000 is the credit side total. Correct, Appa? Yes, here put 1,36,000. So what is the balancing figure here? Over the close this ledger. No. How much is this? 56,000. Correct, 56,000. This is going to be the balance figure. Correct, guys? Are you understanding this? Are you understanding this? This 56,000, like this you can arrive, or directly you can say, sir, overall my gross, overall my sales was how much? 1,20,000. 1,20,000 minus, already we calculated COGS 64,000. 120,000 minus 64,000. How much is it? 56,000. Directly also you can arrive. Guys, clear with this? Are you all able to understand this? Purida? Yes. So now next, what will you do? You'll go to your P&L. Correct? Now P&L, how will it look like? Debit and credit. First, what will you do? Buy gross profit. This figure will come here. Guys, correct. Answer, no. How much is it going to be? 56,000. Now, is 56,000 your final profit? 56,000 your final profit? No. Why? You have incurred some cost outside your factory also. What is that? So, 2 administration overheads. Popularly, we call it as overheads. AOH. How much was that? 10,000 rupees, right? And 2 selling and distribution overheads, SOH, we call it as SOH, selling overheads. It's a terminology. How much was that? 10,000 rupees. So now from this 56,000 rupees, what I'm doing, admin overheads fully 10,000. So this selling overheads fully 10,000 I'm subtracting. Here with this. So whatever I'm left out, this I'm calling it as my net profit. How much is it coming out to? Hello? How much is it coming out to? 56,000 minus 1010 minus 20,000. 36,000. Correct, guys? 36,000 is going to be my net profit. Are you clear with this, guys? Are you clear with this, guys? Are you clear with this? Is everyone able to understand? Is everyone able to understand? Yes. So can I say that manufacturing costs expires to the extent of cost of goods sold? Agreeing with me? Manufacturing costs expires only to the extent of cost of goods sold. Agreeing with me? Hello? Agreeing with me? Manufacturing cost, will it expire fully? No, I am segregating manufacturing cost alone into cost of goods sold and closing stock. So it expires only to the extent of cost of goods sold. Agreeing with me? Whereas administration cost and selling cost will expire fully. Why? It's a P&L account item. Guys, correct? Here do I segregate? For 8,000 how much? For 2,000 how much? No. I will clearly take it to my P&L account. Guys, clear with this? Clear with this, guys? Are you understanding this? Or in other words, can I say, the costs that are considered for stock valuation are called as product cost. What do you mean by product cost? The cost that is considered for stock valuation. What cost is considered for stock valuation? Only the cost incurred in the factory. Guys, correct? That is nothing but manufacturing cost. Correct? Guys, are you clear with this? Are you understanding? What do you mean by a product cost? The cost that is considered for valuing the product is called as product cost. What cost do I consider for valuing the product? In trading account, what comes? Only my manufacturing cost incurred into the factory. Are you understanding? No. Yes. That's what I am saying. The doubt here is, sir, why, sir? Manufacturing cost alone, we are segregating what is the cost for 8,000 units, what is the cost for 2,000 units, we segregate it, right? And this 80,000 fully we didn't expire, we only let the 64,000 rupees expire. That is, out of this 80,000, what we did, we arrived at what should be the cost for 8,000 units, what should be the cost for 2,000 units, and only the cost incurred in respect of 8,000 units expired. Whereas with respect to administration and selling overheads, we didn't do anything separately. This entire amount, why are we adjusting? This is what you're asking, correct? That is what I'm telling. Stock is valued only in my trading account. So what we are doing is that every unit of stock, okay, you tell me one thing. There, when we did entire 1 lakh divided by 10,000 units, cost per unit was 10 rupees. Correct? Now, if we are only considering manufacturing cost to value the product, what is the cost per unit? 8 rupees. Correct? So, literally, this 2 rupees is what? Nothing but this 20,000 divided by 10. 20,000 divided by 10,000 units. 2 rupees per unit. Now, what they are saying, suppose I am also considering this for stock valuation. Every unit I would have valued at 10 rupees. Correct? Purida, are you understanding? Which means extra 2 rupees for each of these 2,000 units. How much will it be? 4,000 rupees would have escaped from this year and it would have gone into the next year. Correct? Closing stock means unexpired cost. Correct? Now they are saying, no, I don't want administration and selling overheads to expire. Why? You tell me literally for the stock physically present. If I go to the market today, literally a person will be willing to pay me only for the material, labor and whatever costs I incur in the factory for it. Correct? Admin, selling and all, anyways I incur, it fully dies in that year itself. Why are you unitizing and letting a portion of it escape to the next year? Here with this. So what they are saying is administration and selling overheads are fully expired cost. It should never enter into your stock valuation. Don't say that some portion is incurred in respect of units produced, some portion is incurred in respect of units remaining unproduced. No. It is incurred only with respect to units sold. Whether suppose this year units units sold is 0, still fully this admin and selling overhead should hit your P&L account only. That's why I'm saying stock is not valued in P&L. Stock is valued only in your trading account. In your trading account, what cost will come? Only your manufacturing cost will come. Are you understanding now? Are you understanding now? Are you all able to understand this? That's why I am saying every unit, because if I start valuing my unit, every unit at total cost, I am letting a portion of my AOH and SOH also to escape to the next year, but I don't want it to escape to the next year. I want it to fully die in this year itself. Reason is that that cost, ideally, what is it? Whether I produce or not, whether I sell or not, anyways, it needs to be incurred. Are you clear with this? Is everyone able to understand this, ma? You're all able to understand? It's a very critical understanding. Do not think we are going slow, but this is actually, the seed which we are sowing right now. Are you all able to understand this? Guys, you all are able to follow this? Guys are able to follow this? Yes? Now you understood? So this is why I said manufacturing cost expires only to the extent of cost of goods sold, whereas administration cost and selling cost will expire fully. Are you clear with this? Are you clear with this? And one more thing I'm telling you, product cost means what? The cost I consider for the purpose of unitizing stock valuation. What is the cost I consider for stock valuation, guys? What is the cost I consider for stock valuation? The cost incurred inside the factory. That is manufacturing cost, done. Guys, correct? So can I say product cost means what? Manufacturing cost. That is the cost I consider for stock valuation. Clear, no? Are you understanding? So product cost expires to the extent of cost of goods sold. Agreeing with me? Agreeing with me? Guys, product cost expires to the extent of cost of goods sold. Correct? This is what we did here. Whereas, what do you mean by period cost? P&L items. P&L, AOH, SOH, period cost will expire fully. Agreeing with me on this? Because in P&L item, I will not segregate it further. It's fully gone. Clear with this, guys? Are you clear with this? Are you all able to understand? So, period cost means what? Those costs which are not considered for stock valuation. Product cost means what? Those costs considered for the purpose of stock valuation. So product cost expires to the extent of cost of goods sold and remains unexpired to the extent of closing stock. Agreeing with me on this? Yes. Whereas period cost will expire fully. Here with this. Are you all able to understand this? So I am making a statement here. Product cost, it expires to the extent of cost of goods sold. Agreeing with me? Yes. And period costs, it expires fully. Are you understanding this? Purida, you guys are able to follow this? Guys are able to follow this? Are you all able to follow this, guys? It's a very important understanding. You guys are able to understand this? Yes? Now, so hence, this is the right way of doing. Are you all clear with this? So, to put it short, can I tell you that trading account items are product cost? Why? Because here only we value the stock, correct? And the trading account items expire only to the extent of cost of goods sold, because I segregate it into cost of goods sold and closing stock. Correct, Appa? Yes, getting it, getting it. Whereas P&L account items are called as period cost. They expire fully. Agreeing with me? This is the simple summary of this. Now, from now on, it will be much more easier. Are you understanding this? You guys are all able to follow this? Yes. Now, one small thing I will do, and with that, we will conclude this session. I will leave you. One small thing, final touch here. Globally, this is what is being followed, and in my opinion, this is correct. What we have studied till now. What is that? Only manufacturing item should hit your trading account. Correct? And non-manufacturing item, namely AOH and SOH, administration cost and selling cost, should hit your P&L. P&L item expire fully, and trading account item expires only to the extent of cost of goods sold. Purida. Now, this is where our CMA Institute comes. They say they've made one small change here. One small change which I want you to know. In case you are also a CA student, I want you to know. In CA, this is what we study. But for CMA students, it is a little different. They have made one small change. What is it? It's a traditional way of doing. Earlier, they used to do that. I don't know for what reason. Institute also follows that. Administration overage is there, no? This they are treating it as a trading account item. Clear with this? Why, sir? It's a traditional way of doing. Some people do it. Beyond that, no specific logic. Abdina, what they are saying, for the purpose of stock valuation, consider this 10,000 rupees also. Clear with this? Simple. To put it in simple layman words, administration overheads is considered as what? As a trading account item, which means 50,000 plus 30,000 plus 10,000, 90,000 rupees will be classified into cost of goods sold and closing stock. Clear with this? Whereas in your P&L only one item will be there. What is that? Selling distribution, selling overheads. Clear with this, guys? Why, sir? It's a traditional way of doing, but in my opinion, it's not a very correct way of doing, but this is what they follow. Clear with this, guys? Because the logic is, ideally speaking, in a worst case scenario, you're winding up the business. If you sell your stock, what will the person be willing to pay for it? He'll only be willing to pay for the production process that has gone into it. He will not be willing to pay for admin and selling cost that has gone into the product. You have unitized. I will not pay 10 rupees. I will pay maximum 8 rupees only. Clear with this, guys? In a worst case scenario, normal business, you will add profit and all, you will sell. That is fine. Generally, I'm saying. But our CMA Institute, all this explanation is not there in the study material. How will you know this? Randomly, you will take a... No, that's what I'm saying. That's why we are seeing this in detail. All these are foundation that we are laying. Now the tree will grow beautifully. That's why we are spending so much amount of time. Clear with this? So what is the only change our CMA Institute has done? Come on, tell me, everyone. Now from this AOH alone, they are treating it as a trading account item. Trading account item is called as product cost. Product cost means what? Those costs are which are considered for the purpose of stock valuation. Clear with this, guys? Clear with this, guys? So now going by our CMA Institute, now you tell me what is going to be my product cost. What is going to be my product cost? Now guys, going by as per CMA Institute study material, right? So now can I say product cost in our case will be how much? Come on, material cost 50,000, guys, correct? Plus wage cost, how much is it? 30,000 plus our institute says add 10,000. I am taking a red ink and doing, and I expect you to do the same also. Clear with this? They want to add administration cost also. Now you tell me what is the total amount of product cost? Everyone 10 plus 30 plus 10 evlo papa add pannu. So it's going to be how much? 90,000 rupees. Clear with this, guys? So if you have to unitize what is going to be the manufacturing or what is going to be the cost per unit, effectively 90,000 divided by 10,000, how much does it come out to? Hello, 90,000 by 10,000. Every unit should be valued at how much? 9 rupees. Clear with this, guys? This is for the purpose of trading account, segregating my product cost into my cost of goods sold and closing stock. Clear with this, guys? Are you all understanding? So now what will you put in the center? 90,000 rupees. Now what will you do? Segregate it into what and what? COGS, COGS, cost of goods sold, and what? Closing stock. How many units you have sold? Developer, 8,000 units, every unit. And how many units are remaining unsold? 2,000 units, correct? And every unit is going to be valued at how much? 9 rupees now. So into 9, here also into 9. How much is this, guys? So this is going to be how much? 9 8s are 72,000 is going to be your cost of goods sold, whereas your closing stock is going to be rupees 18,000. Clear with this, guys? Now look at this. So now can I say this 72,000 is going to be called as what? Expired cost. Correct? Because product cost expires to the extent of cost of goods sold. Agreeing with me? Whereas this 18,000 rupees, I will call it as what? Unexpired cost. Clear with this, guys? That's all. No, as of now I considered only how much? 90,000 rupees. There is one more 10,000 rupees. What is that? Selling expenses. Correct? What will that happen? That is a P&L account. It expires fully. Clear with this, guys? So I will say parallelly there is one more, this 10,000 rupees. What is this 10,000 rupees? The selling overheads. Clear with this? This also is called as my expired cost only. Are you clear with this? So in case you were to prepare a trading and P&L account as per our CMA institute, so now can I say in trading account, if you see debit, credit, right? Sales, what is the sales figure? 1,20,000. So here, to material, what is the material cost? 50,000 rupees. Then to wages, what is the wage cost? It's going to be 30,000 rupees. Then what happens? Now our institute also wants to include one more thing. What is that called as? To administration overheads. How much is it? 10,000 rupees. Clear with this? So now what I did, I considered 90,000 and I valued every unit at 90,000 divided by 10,000, 9 rupees. With that, I arrived at the stock valuation of how much? 18,000 rupees. So now what will I do? So by closing stock, how much will I do? So closing stock, how much is the value of closing stock? Just now we did 18,000 rupees. Guys, 18,000 rupees is going to be the value of closing stock. Guys, correct? Yes. So now, effectively speaking, what is my cost of goods sold? 90,000, 50 plus 30 plus 10, 90 minus 18,000. Effectively, 90,000 minus 18,000, how much is it? 72,000. Or if you want to unitize and directly calculate, look, I have sold 8,000 units. Every unit I'm valuing it at 9. So 9 8s are 72,000. This way also you can arrive. Clear with this, guys? So now with this you can close this ledger. Correct? So how much is this? 1,38,000. No? Yes. So it's going to be 1,38,000. Right? So now what do you have here? So now 2 gross profit. How much is that? Balancing figure. 1,38,000 subtract 90. How much is it? 48,000. Clear with this, guys? This is going to be my gross profit. Clear with this? So now I go to my P&L account. In my P&L account, what comes? Gross profit. So by GP, how much, guys? How much is it? Now 48,000. Right? Here in my P&L, how many items will come? Only one item. What is that item? So selling overheads. How much is that? 10,000 rupees. So now to net profit. How much is it? 38,000 rupees. A balancing figure. Generally take a pencil and put a circle. That's a good accounting hygiene, a good way of presenting it. Clear with this? You take a pen and do it, they will think that you have made a mistake and you have corrected in the exam. So examiner பண்ற வேலையை நீயே பண்ணிட்டேன்னு நினைச்சுப்பாங்க. Take a pencil and do it. Okay, clear with this? Are you all understanding it, guys? Are you all understanding? This is very, very important discussion. What we have seen right now is a very important discussion. Are you all clear with this? Is everyone able to follow this? Right? So to sum it up, what we have seen right now is that now in our CMA course, your product costs means what? Your all the costs incurred in the factory, broadly called as manufacturing cost, plus administration cost also, that is segregated into COGS and closing stock. Or in other words, my product cost actually expires to the extent of cost of goods sold, whereas period cost, here period cost is only my selling overheads, P&L item, that expires fully. Are you clear with this, guys? Are you all able to understand this? Right? So now overall cost is there, 1 lakh rupees only. Correct? Now what happened in the first part where I said the correct approach? Every unit I valued at how much? Every unit I valued at 8 rupees. Correct? Right? Now we valued at 9 rupees. Because of this change in the composition of expired, unexpired cost, what happened? In the first scenario, what was the total profit finally? 36,000. Now what is the profit? 38,000. Why, sir? Why is this difference? Why right now I am having more profit? Simple. Now what we did, there, every unit was valued at how much? 8 rupees. Here now every unit we are valuing at how much? 9 rupees. Correct? How many units of closing stock are lying? How many units of closing stock? 2,000 units are being valued at 1 rupee more. 2,000 units are valuing at 1 rupee more, which means 2,000 rupees is my more amount of closing stock. Correct? Or in other words, 2,000 rupees of more cost has been unexpired. Means what? It has escaped from this year. Clear with this? So 2,000 rupees of cost has escaped from this year, hence there is an increase in profit by 2,000 rupees. Are you clear with this? Sir, Last year, what was the profit? I mean, not last year. As per that correct method, what was the profit? 36,000. Now what is the profit? 38,000. Why is this difference? Because of change in stock. There we valued closing stock at how much? 16,000. Now we are valuing closing stock at how much? 18,000. 2,000 rupees is the more value of closing stock. Sir, if closing stock is increasing, right, will my profit increase? Yes. Why? Because it's a credit item. That is number one, no doubt. But I will say now more amount of cost is being removed from my current year and it escapes the next year. Clear with this? So in this situation, I am letting more cost escape to the next year. Hence, in this current year, the composition of expired cost is only lesser. Clear with this, guys? And hence, lesser the cost, more the profit. Simple. Clear with this? Are you clear with this? So if you pick the wrong way, your entire profit will change. Clear with this, guys? That's why I said profit is equal to sales minus expired cost. So what you consider as expired and unexpired will actually determine your profitability. Are you all understanding this? Are you all able to follow this? So finally, here, this is what they say. Look, only one sentence, but for us to understand this, this was the logical explanation behind it. Product costs are those costs which are considered for the purpose of stock valuation, right? Or can I say it is trading account item? Clear with this? And CMA Institute considers AOH as a trading account item, whereas period costs are those costs which are not considered for stock valuation and it expires fully in the current period. Clear with this, guys? How about product cost? Product cost, do they expire fully? No, they expire only to the extent of cost of goods sold. So if possible, pull an arrow and write down expires only to the extent of COGS, cost of goods sold. Clear with this, guys? So your product cost expires only to the extent of cost of goods sold, whereas period cost expires fully. Clear with this, guys? So first concept we learned was what? Expired cost, unexpired cost. Correct? To know what is expired, unexpired, we learned product and period, and we came to a conclusion. Product cost expires to the extent of cost of goods sold. Period cost expires fully. Clear with this, guys? And in the next A3 we will be seeing. So further we will deep dive and we'll see what are they. Now itself I told you manufacturing, administrative, selling and distribution. Clear with this, guys? Right? Under that, inside manufacturing there are different types of costs. Predominantly manufacturing only, there are multiple types of costs. What do you mean by manufacturing cost? Cost incurred inside a factory, that's all. Administrative costs, cost incurred in the corporate office. Selling and distribution cost incurred in your sales area, sales depot. That's about it. And remember, in our subject, manufacturing and administrative costs are considered as product cost and they expire only to the extent of cost of goods sold. Now can you see the link between the three? Whereas selling and distribution cost is considered as a period cost and it remains and it fully expires in this year. Clear with this, guys? So literally speaking, unexpired cost is nothing but only closing stock, and closing stock is only valued using what? Product cost. Stock valuation is only done using product cost. No, guys, are you clear with this? Because it comes only in your trading account. Are you understanding this? Right? This is actually it is actually the introduction to this particular subject as a whole. Very, very important and an intricate understanding which is required from your part. So now, with this, I am concluding this session. Right? So we have done till A2. In the next session, we will do this A3 and we will continue and we will try to finish this chapter. We will also do a few numerical problems, and with that we will be done with this runway or the launching pad for us. And with that, I'm telling you, we will beautifully enter into the subject. Here with this, guys. Right? So on that note, I'm signing off in this session. I will see you all in the next. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye.